2012 marks the 20th anniversary of New England Wood Pellet's founding. I'm here today with Steve Walker, founder, president, and CEO of New England Wood Pellet. Steve, tell us a little bit about why you got involved in manufacturing wood pellets 20 years ago.
Well, 20 years ago, a friend of mine came to me and said, "Have you ever heard of a pellet stove?" And I had not. I had never heard of that. And he said, "You got to go check one of these things out." Literally that day, I went to a stove shop in Littleton, Massachusetts to check out one of these. It was winter. I was at the time heating my own home with cordwood, and trying to do that and work full time was certainly a challenge, and was absolutely fascinated by the concept. But the thing that stuck out in my mind at the time was that all the pellets were coming from Montana, which just seemed like an awful long haul for wood products. So I asked him, isn't anybody making these things any closer? And he said, no, they're not. But certainly if you have any interest in finding a closer supply, I'd like to talk to you. And went over back to the stove shop the next day and held my hand out and said, "What do you think of these?" And he, of course, inquisitively asked me, where the heck did these come from? And I said, well, I made them last night. And we put them in the stove. It was only enough to run for maybe 2 minutes, but in fact they worked. And from there I said, I'm going to figure out how to make more of these. I'll be right back with you.
Steve, fast forward 20 years now, we've seen tremendous growth in the industry.
Well, first, it's hard to believe it's been 20 years already. I started collecting machinery after making those first few pellets in my basement, and started collecting machinery from old grain mills. Acton, Massachusetts, we set up a plant. The idea there was to make about 2,000 tons a year. At the time, the entire industry consumption in the Northeast here was about 2,000 tons a year. As it turns out, the plant made about half that. That was the best we could do. Wrestled with that for about 2 years. We then decided to move up to Jaffrey, New Hampshire. And with a lot of new innovation, a lot of new twists, this was the first facility that actually was able to really consistently make excellent quality product. And from there, we kept expanding this. We then, as the industry kept growing, we ended up building another facility out in New York. But before doing that, we built an entire fabrication facility. So we were able to build all the components of the plant ourselves the way we wanted them, to both take in efficiency and quality measures simultaneously. So literally built all the components here in Jaffrey, shipped them out to our Schuyler location and built that facility. From there, we then effectively did the same thing, although with some tweaks, still making it better as we go forward, and built our third facility, which is over in Deposit, New York. And from there, we've kept expanding and kept working on, we've installed new labs. We are putting in all kinds of safety devices here, and we've been consistently doing that all along to make sure we have the reliability, not only the quality.
Talk a little bit about the importance of the quality and the cleanliness of the wood that we buy to the quality of the finished product.
The quality of the wood is absolutely critical. You can't make a good pellet with wood that isn't appropriate for making a pellet. It's very easy to put even the smallest amount of contaminant in there and create a large problem for the consumer. So managing wood is absolutely critical. We spend a lot of time with our quality labs, with the vendors, making sure that we're getting the best possible material. The other component of this is obviously sustainability. You can't call something renewable unless it's sustainable, and so we put on a very significant program in our company to be sure that everything we're purchasing is not only at the highest quality, but completely sustainable.
The company has made a huge commitment to quality control in recent years. Steve, tell us a little bit about the company's commitment to making the most consistent, high-quality pellet that we can. What's going on behind me here?
Well, quality is something that's near and dear to my heart. I've spent an enormous amount of time working towards more consistent, higher quality fuel. What's here is a lab, which I've personally spent a lot of time constructing. We have one of these in each of our facilities. We've learned over our 20-year history just how important consistency is. Whether you're heating a hospital or a pellet stove, this is where it all begins and ends, in the lab.
Look into your crystal ball, Steve. What do you see as the future of pellet fuel here in the Northeast?
Well, I think we're going to have a continuing growth with the pellet stoves, but something that's evolving here, which we've, as a company, worked really hard at, is to see growth in the bulk sector. And what we mean by that are boilers, central heating systems that can be heating either homes, businesses, schools, municipal buildings. So behind me is one of our bulk loadout facilities where we can fill anything from a small truck to an 18-wheeler with the pellets loose. So this is delivered much like oil or propane to be delivered and put into a silo where we have fully automated systems to heat any size building, frankly.
Steve, talk a little bit about the importance of pellet fuel to the economy and the environment here in the Northeast.
Wood pellets offer a lot. It's a renewable energy resource, so it's produced here, it's consumed here, and that keeps all the money around this right here in the local economy. The company is offsetting the equivalent of 30 million gallons of oil per year, and that's something that I personally am very, very proud of. All of the money around this facility ends up staying in the local economy instead of being exported to some other country. From all of us at New England Wood Pellet, I want to give sincere thanks to our many dealers and our nearly 60,000 dedicated consumers that have been with us. Thank you very much.